What's up, guys? Invader1 here again, and I'm back. This time with the Asari Justicar. And somebody mentioned before that I didn't have any gameplay on it. I do have some gameplay, but the thing is that I didn't. I thought I had already given you guys builds for her, and I did at some point, but the video doesn't specify this the Asari Justicar. It's a different video based on tactics, etc. So this is dedicated to the awesome, beautiful Asari Justicar, who is absolutely awesome, and we all love her and everything. And what I wanted to do is provide you guys with an overall build, a build that is really good, that you take advantage of all the powers, and you take advantage of everything that is good about her. Now, the reason I say that is because this kind of build allows you to use everything from Biotic Sphere, Reeve, Pull, and the only thing that you're missing out here are on some of her passives. Now, her passives are really good. If you feel like you're a stronger player and that you can survive quite well and take advantage of all her powers, then you could just go 100% on the Asari Justicar passives and just do something like on rank 4 you can go for damage and capacity, duration and capability, duration and capacity, and on rank 5 go for power damage, and then on rank 6 go for weapon damage. Like that, you get some really good passives, weapon damage bonuses, you get an additional over 30% a power damage bonus. So here I'm actually missing out on 30% power damage bonus that I could have on her passives, but the way I kind of counteract that is by having, the pistol power magnify right now, which is something great that we have. It's a great DLC that happened some time ago, and it got added on. You could put it on your SMGs. There's one for the SMGs, and there's also one for the pistol. So I'm using the one for the pistol, and for the SMG I'm using the collector SMG, which is really good for her. It just refills its ammo. It's never-ending ammo. And I gotta tell you guys, just before I even go into the build, even before I go into her powers and everything, this is something we did. This is unknown platinum. And by the way, I am off host. This is kind of showing you guys a little gameplay off host. I'm not the one hosting here, so kind of showing you how even off host she can do really quite well. But the fact that we were doing unknown, my buddy Edge Crusher, he's the host on this one. He kind of trolled me big time because we did not know that we were going to get collectors. So the fact that we got collectors, you guys are going to see a lot of trolling in this game. I'm talking about abominations being thrown at me, abominations being thrown at the team, just abominations being detonated while I'm around. So you're going to see a lot of that. It's freaking hilarious. Everybody was getting a kick out of it. So and everybody was getting killed. I was trolling Edge Crusher at one point. He was trolling me. We were trolling each other. So this gameplay is going to be a little bit. It's going to be pro play, but at the same time, you're going to see some crazy stuff. You're going to see my team totally messing me up and me messing them up, and we're all doing some crazy fun things. So towards the end, you're going to see me with just maybe one gel. That's about it, because we just we just went totally insane. Had a lot of fun. We were cracking up this entire game. But I was telling the guys, I was like, I'm going to use this gameplay because even though I used a lot of my gels and Kasuba was at the end, we played against collectors, and at the same time we were trolling the crap out of each other, which was I guess that's the fun about collectors. Even though they're a pain in the behind for some things, but they're actually fun to play against if you're doing stuff like that, like trolling somebody with the abominations. And that's not always a great thing to do, guys. You shouldn't do that in puck games. Don't be trolling people. Don't do stuff like that, especially at objectives. Like, if you're gonna troll anybody, troll them not in the objective wave. Troll them in the regular waves. When you're trolling on the objectives, it's just really bad. You're just it's bad taste, because pretty much in the objectives everybody's focused on doing something. They're trying to get the credits. You're trying to get the objective done and everything. So if you're gonna troll anybody with the abominations or whatever, do it after the objectives. Do it before, etc. So here, I just wanted to mention that a little bit, because you'll see towards the end I end up with literally one gel, actually two, but I got trolled with a Dragoon who supposedly died, yet still killed me after death. It is what it is. I can't. What can I say? There are certain things to this game that just are quite interesting. So Asari Justicar, she is absolutely awesome. I've really liked her for quite some time. and she has so many amazing powers that she is not my favorite biotic, but she is very close to it. Matter of fact, I used to use her all the time. Like when she came out, I mean, it was crazy. I would be going to pug lobbies, especially on Glacier. Oh my god, I would just destroy everything with her, with pull and reeve and biotic explosions. I will just do that because the main build that I will use for her is the build without the biotic sphere. So on that build, what I would normally do is a very aggressive build. It's very good for gold, and that one doesn't include Biotic Sphere. What you do is you use pull to pick up unshielded targets, and then use reeve to detonate. To do a biotic explosion and just kill them and destroy them. So that's the great thing about that build, and that build maxes out everything except for Biotic Sphere. So you do get the passives, and then you get an additional 30% with the pistol power magnifier on the acolyte. And then if you put something like warp rounds 3 or warp rounds 4, you get that biotic damage bonus, making everything just totally drop in front of you, or incendiary rounds, so you could continue having DOT. So that's a great thing, especially on gold. You're running around, you're picking up centurions, you're picking up phantoms and detonating them, you're picking up collector captains and troopers and geth troopers, etc. So that's a great thing about the pull / reeve build. And that build, that's the build that I normally use most of the time. But some of you guys are like, well, she's got Biotic Sphere. Biotic Sphere is great, and that's why I did this build to show you guys, you will there will be certain things that you will miss out on the passives. Now you will notice here that there are times that I'll get a phantom on pull, and then I'll use reeve to detonate, and she doesn't quite die right away. That's because this is platinum. They have a lot more, health and shields. Now the other thing is that because I'm losing out on the passives, sometimes the enemy will take a second longer, just a second longer to die, or whatever. Because it'll take reeve will continue doing its work. But if you do like say for example, you do another kind of build where you max out everything, but you just leave 3 points on fitness. Okay, so that's not max out the passes, but at least go up to rank 5 to get the power damage bonuses, and just put 3 points on fitness. Then you can still max out everything and get all her passives and do fine. And now that I didn't show in the build in the beginning, but you can definitely do that. And that's if you feel more comfortable with her, you feel like you can handle certain waves, and you feel good enough with this character already that you can do that. Then that's really the recommended way. That's the way I would really like to play her more, because you have everything maxed out, and you get the power damage bonuses on the passives and everything, and she becomes like something really amazing. So if you guys can definitely do that, and you feel more comfortable with your playstyle, and you feel confident that you can handle that much damage coming at you, and you can dodge as much as you can, then go right ahead and do so. And that will be the most optimal build for her, because you get all her bonuses. And let's talk about that a little bit. Biotic Sphere. What's up with Biotic Sphere now? Now with this build, I put there's 2 different things that I'm doing with this build. Now, some of you guys may argue and say, well, Vader, I'm rank 4 for Biotic Sphere, should go with Radius. Now, I recommend that as well. Now, in this situation, I wanted to do 2 things. One is I wanted to make sure that I kept the team alive, so I used shield regeneration. So, because there are times in Platinum that you will need the bubble over your team, as opposed to putting the bubble to do a harmful effect on the enemies. So the bubble does 2 things. One, it provides you damage reduction for you and whoever's inside the bubble. And the other thing is it also allows the enemies going inside to take damage. Okay, so once they enter the bubble, they take damage. Okay, so in this build, in rank 4, you could go for Radius, and it increases the shield, the shield's radius by 30%. Makes it really big. I didn't do that this time. I went for shield regeneration because I just wanted my shields to go back up and everybody else's shields to go back up. So in this situation, I went for shield regeneration, but you can definitely go for Radius, and it's normally the preferred way to go with this bubble shield, because you'll be able to, more people will be able to get in it, and encompasses a bigger range. So go for the Radius. On rank 5, it's either or. If you're going for protective bubble shield that you're protecting the team again, then you go for damage reduction. In this situation, I went for enemy weakness. I wanted to continue making sure that any enemy that gets into the bubble takes more damage, okay? And then on rank 6, I went for the warp effect, okay? So if you use the warp effect, the moment you put up your bubble, the enemy is almost going to sound like a biotic explosion. They're going to be like warped at that moment and primed. So they are any enemy that gets into the bubble or that you put the bubble over them. Okay, they it's like warp hitting them. It literally is warp, dealing 50 damage per second and reducing armor by 25%. So the moment as soon as they continue being in that bubble, they're getting 50 damage per second. That is incendiary rounds 4 working for you. So some of you guys are like, whoa, wait a second. Okay, you know incendiary rounds 4? You know that do 50 damage and 50 damage over 8 seconds. Now this is doing 50 damage per second and reducing the armor by 25%. Now this is constant. So if they stay in there in that bubble, they're getting 50 damage per second. So you have like you have incendiary rounds 4 in a sphere. So it's really good in this situation. You see in this game that I put the bubble over objectives when we get a hack. Put it over your team, man. Those little guys or any enemy comes in there, they're getting killed constantly. Or you put this bubble like within a doorway or area that you know the enemy's gonna funnel through, and you just stop them there, reave them, and just mess them up. They get destroyed. So, okay, the Biotic Sphere is set up this way without the passives. The recharge speed is 2.4 seconds. It lasts 39 seconds, so it's really long. The radius is 3 meters, which is not bad, although, again, you could go for a bigger radius. Damage reduction is 20%, so everybody within the bubble gets 20% damage reduction. That means the enemies shoot at you, it's 20%, less damage that gets applied to you. And damage taken increase 25%, so the enemies take 25% more damage. Okay, so with the warp effect, they're getting 50 damage per second. Okay. And at the same time, damage taken increase 25%. So you shoot at them, they're taking 25% more damage than they normally would. Alright? And here's a little. This was a troll that I was not intentional because I thought that he would have had enough time to get away. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was not intentional, guys. I swear that was not intentional. I feel so bad too. But anyway, so Biotic Sphere is absolutely awesome. It is really, really good, guys. And this is what's great about it. It does a damage over time effect, warp effect. You get damage reduction. The damage taken increase. The enemies get to take more damage when you shoot at them. So it's really, really good. Reeve, guys. Reeve is like, it is the most awesome biotic power there is in this game. It's just so freaking good. It's so good. Now, what's great about Reeve is that it drains a target's health, alright? It messes them up, alright? And at the same time, you get damage reduction. You get a little bit of a damage protection while the power's still going. But this is what I really like about Reeve, is rank 4. Oh, rank 4. I love you, rank 4. You're so good. Rank 4 radius, guys. You can apply the Reeve to multiple enemies. So that's what's great about Reeve. And I never go home without it. I never use duration. Screw duration. Go for radius. You hit multiple enemies. They're all primed. And if you have somebody with throw or warp or any other power like lash detonating, oh my god, or grenades, biotic grenades, holy crap, you get a nasty biotic explosion destroying everything. And you see that in this game. We got a Batarian Slasher here who's doing biotic explosions. So yeah, rank 4 is just so delicious. It's so good. Now rank 5, I go for damage reduction, guys, instead of recharge speed. Again, increase damage protection by 10%. So that allows your character to take less damage. And then rank 6, I go for barriers and armor because especially I play a lot on platinum. It increases the effectiveness against armor and barriers by 75%. So that's a great thing. Spec'd out this way, guys. The recharge speed is 3.2 seconds. The damage per second is 100. So it does 100 damage per second. Okay, Reeve is a beast. And then the duration is 5.4 seconds this way. So it lasts for 5.4 seconds. You get 100 damage per second. Okay, so that's 540. That is absolutely amazing. Okay. and damage reduction is 25%. So you get a 25% damage reduction again. So if you have the bubble over you and you're using Reeve, you get good damage reduction and makes her really, really tanky. Pull. Now, some of you guys don't like pull because it takes a little long. Guys, pull is freaking awesome. It's a great power. And the way I use it on rank 4, guys, I don't. the same thing. I go for radius. Just like Reeve, I love radius. The reason I like to go for radius is because you could actually pick up 2 or 3 enemies at once, okay? Well, it's mostly 2, sometimes 3, depending if they're really clustered together, but mostly 2. So, if you pick radius on rank 4, it increases the impact radius by 2.5 meters, so you could pick up multiple enemies. You could pick up like 2 troopers, 2 Geth troopers, 2 unshielded captains, and etc. And then you could use Reeve and detonate him. Now rank 5, guys, rank 5 I actually go for lift damage, and I'm gonna explain this because some people are gonna be like, well, why not expose? Increase damage to a target lifted by pull by 30%. Now, that would be great, and that probably would make the Biotic Explosion when I use Reeve to a pulled enemy a little bit more powerful. But, the reason I like lift damage is because let's say I gotta leave. Let's say the moment I pulled an enemy, then like 3 other enemies showed up, 3 phantoms showed up out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get out of here. So if I didn't get to detonate that enemy that's on pull, you're getting damage over time in that enemy. So lift damage, it does 75 damage per second to lift the targets, and pull lasts for 8 seconds. So 75 multiplied by 8 is a lot of damage and a lot of power, and especially on gold and on the lower difficulties, pull can actually kill enemies. Okay, you're gonna kill enemies with pull by doing this. So that's why I go for it, guys. And then rank 6 duration combo, you gotta go for that. Forget the recharge speed. Its pull is already fast as it is. So duration combo increases duration by 50%, lasts a little longer, and increase the force and damage of biotic explosions on affected targets by 75%. So it makes the biotic explosion ridiculously awesome. And the recharge speed is 1.6 seconds, guys. So it's really fast already. I mean, you don't really need the recharge speed. Now, I didn't put any passives on this build. But if I were to do this 6-6-6 5-3 build, which is you max out Biotic Sphere, you max out Reeve, you max out Pull, and you want the passives, okay? Then on rank 4, go for duration and capacity. Alright, increase power duration by 25%, you get some weight capacity, blah 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 blah. Then rank 5, you're going to go for power damage. Increase the power damage and force bonuses by 15%, alright? So you get an additional 30% just for those 2 ranks, and by even adding the Asari Justicar passives already, you're getting a pretty great passives on her. So you get an additional 30% power damage bonus, and you also get duration bonuses. So your powers like Reeve and all powers will last longer. So that's the preferred. I would say that's the preferred build. You max out everything and leave her with a little fitness. But I just wanted to give you guys an overall build and kind of show it here on Platinum. At the peak. This is the hardest difficulty there is, and show you guys, hey, well, even on Platinum, this overall build will still do great. It'll still work, and it'll still do some damage for you and do quite great. And I'm positive that on the lower difficulties, it'll do even better. So that's that. And then for fitness, all the ones on the bottom, durability, sheer recharge, and fitness. So that's the way I spec this chick out. That's the way I went for her. She, as you can see, she did a great job even against the collectors, even though there was a lot of trolling. I don't know if you guys noticed, even on the one of the objectives around wave 6, Edge Crusher literally pulled an abomination into us. Like we just exploded and died. It was just freaking hilarious. At the moment I saw his arm lift up, I was like, oh yeah, we're dead. Like we're done for. And that's exactly what happened. So anyways, there's a lot of trolling here, a lot of stuff going on where everybody's trolling each other, but we had a lot of fun, and this build still works. Now when it comes to, like I was talking before about the weapons, I like her with the Acolyte / Hurricane combo. But guys, she can rock all the weapons. You can put a Harrier on her. You can put shotguns like the Wraith on her. Nothing too heavy, because you want her power recharge to be really fast. So don't go too heavy. You put something like a Wraith. You could put other shotguns as well. Get Plasma Shotgun and stuff like that. But you don't need to go really heavy. Don't rock a Claymore with her. I mean, Claymore's fine, you know, it'll work, but it's just again, you know, your power reach is gonna be so slow. You're gonna be right in front of the enemy, only depending on your weapon, and it's gonna be a little frustrating because she's a biotic, she's got powers. So what I do is on the pistol, I'm using the acolyte to strip barriers and shields. It's really good for phantoms. You know, you use the acolyte and then pull combo. So like that, the phantoms are totally, you know, they're no use anymore. They can't do anything when they're in pull, and they can just biotic detonate them. So what I do is actually go for the pistol heavy barrel. You know, get an additional 40% damage on the acolyte. This acolyte is really good gun. And then the pistol power magnifier increase the power damage by 30%. Now what this does, it allows you to get those by using the pistol power magnifier. It allows you to get back, you know, what you lost in the passives, the 30% that you lost in the passives. So by doing it that way, you know, hey, you get the 30% damage back, and you still get to use all your powers, and you get some nice fitness, so that she's, you know, she's fit, she's on that stairmaster all the time, and doing quite well, you know, with her fitness. So by doing this, well, now you got your 30% power damage bonus back by using the pistol power magnifier. Now the SMG that I'm using with her, the collector SMG, is decent because it's got a good fire rate, it's got capacity, you know, it's never-ending refills, so that's a good thing. Now with the collector SMG, guys, just want to say something in case some of you guys get confused with this gun, and I'll probably just do another review with it. You always use the SMG magazine upgrade. You never use the heatsink. The heatsink does nothing for this gun, okay? You know, it says every round has a 45% chance of not using up the thermal clip. Well, there's no thermal clip. It's you know, this gun refills itself, so it's not gonna. It doesn't do anything. The heatsink does nothing for the collector SMG. Okay, just wanted to mention that in case you guys ever get confused. Always use the SMG magazine upgrade, and second. And the second option, it's up to you. You can use the pistol power magnifier, the SMG magnifier, sorry, or you could use something like the scope, you know, or the high caliber barrel, get more damage. You know, but in reality, what I'm using here is I use the SMG high velocity barrels, so that it allows, you know, to give you some armor piercing, and it's not it's not the strongest armor piercing, but it's pretty decent. It's .65 meter thick objects. And it ignores 90% of an armor target's defenses, so it's really good in that aspect. So you do get some good damage bonuses there. So that's, you know, you could use whatever other SMG as well. Any other SMG will work, guys. The SMGs are pretty decent in this game. At one point they weren't that great, you know, but they did a lot of work on these SMGs. So even SMG like the Hornet, which I like a lot. The Shuriken is low level, but you know, the Hurricane is good with her. The Tempest, the Locust, and the Locust is good for headshots. So if you do grab the Locust, just focus on headshots when you're reaving and doing everything else to the enemy. The Get Plasma SMG is actually pretty decent on her as well, because you could prime enemies with, let's say you have incendiary rounds. You know, it works quite well. It really does a good job, and it's got the capacity in this gun it's forever. And the Bloodpack Punisher, guys. The Bloodpack Punisher is really decent on her. It's actually really, I'm going to be honest with you, I've been playing with the Bloodpack Punisher with the Adepts, and especially the Asari Huntress. Oh my god, and it's just so good. Especially with Warp Rounds. You put Warp Rounds on this, and, you know, since you're priming enemies all the time, especially with the Asari Justicar, you're constantly going to want to be reaving. And the way you play with her is, hey, you're gonna unshield the targets, so you're gonna use pull and reave and detonate them with a biotic explosion. When you are fighting bosses, put your Biotic Sphere and then reave, shoot, reave, shoot, reave, shoot. Okay, so that's the way you're gonna play with her. You see a boss, put that bubble up and then reave the crap out of it. You know, just reave all the way, reave all the things. So that's the way you play with it. I just gotta mention it in case you guys didn't know, didn't notice it, didn't see it. I'm like, man, how do I play with her still? I still don't get it. Bosses, Biotic Sphere, reave, shoot. Biotic Sphere, reave, shoot. And the Biotic Sphere does a warp effect, so that's a great thing. It does damage over time, and it does a biotic explosion. If you know, depending on the situation, you'll see that the moment you put up your bubble, the enemy will like push back. So that's a great thing. So the Bloodpack Punisher, great on characters like this. So that's that. Now, what kind of mods would you like to use? Now, in this situation, I'm using the survival loadout because I just want to survive. I want more thermals, and I just didn't use them as much. I forgot that I even had it, so I died quite a bit. I died quite a bit because, as you can see, there was like quite a bit of trolling as well. And for the armor bonus, you could use Ghost Cyclonics, or better yet, go for like a power amplifier module. Here, I kind of went cheap. I went with a power amplifier module 2, which only gave me an additional 20%. But you use like power amplifier module 4, gives you 50% power damage, or power amplifier module 3, which gives you 30%. I mean, you'll be killing and destroying everything. Okay. And for ammo bonuses, guys, with a character like this, you always want to go with warp rounds, because you get that, the power damage bonus. Now, the second best for a character like this would be incendiary rounds, because you do damage over time, and that means you have the damage over time from the Reeve, and also the damage over time from the Biotic Sphere, and even pull as well. So if you hit an enemy with incendiary, you hit them with pull, and Reeve, they're gonna be destroyed. So I would say warp rounds, incendiary rounds, warp rounds, incendiary rounds. That's the way to go with her. And weapon bonuses, guys, it's all up to you how you play. If you're gonna use an SMG, you want to focus on some headshots, then put an SMG rail amp, or put something like the targeting VI, stuff like that. Or if you're gonna focus on your pistol, use the Talon instead of like an Acolyte. Let's say you're gonna fight against Reapers, or somebody that you don't really have to worry too much about using the Acolyte. Then use the Talon, use your pistol, use your Paladin, and then just put a pistol rail lamp or something, and or put the targeting VI and focus on headshots. So you'd be fine with that. So that's a good thing, guys. And this is the Asari Justicar. I may see, I may try to do something later with her. Just want to mention, guys, that I am working on a few other solos as well. I've been working on something special. Some of you guys have recommended and put a lot of challenges here. So I'm going to make sure that I work on these challenges as well. And also, you guys will be seeing other video gameplay on other games, as you guys have already been seeing. I want to mention again that I will be posting up more information about Bungie's game Destiny. Guys, I will be no-lifing Destiny the same way I no-life Mass Effect. Okay? I will be spending time on Destiny. I will be giving Destiny... Now, what's great about Destiny is that that game will be replayable for 4 years, literally 4 years after its release, because there will be DLC, supported DLC for years. That's already been announced. I mean, I'm already part of the Facebook fan page. So guys, Destiny will be a game that I will be killing, rocking, no-lifing, just like Mass Effect. And when Mass Effect 4 comes out, you guys know that I will be doing that as well. So the Mass Effect 3 gameplay will continue. The challenges will continue, guys. I still have quite a few more challenges, more videos to do. So anyways, guys, you guys have been awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. The Asari Justicar is awesome. I will see you guys in the next video. Invader 1 out.